Hello guys, and what's up? It's your boy ZT back at it again with a brand new what if to this amazing community. So what's popping? Today we're gonna tackle the what if Deku was the reincarnation of the strongest, one of the legends of anime, one of the most known characters in all of the history of One Piece. The feared, the fierce, the huge, and the captain of the Whitebeard fleet, Edward Newgate, also known as Whitebeard. I love the character of Whitebeard, the man who can destroy the world. His feats are almost destroying Marineford in the war to get Ace back, and he is one of the known legends to go toe to toe with Roger and Shanks, and I think his bounty is around 5 billion. I think they revealed it in One Piece. I'm not caught up to the story yet. I still have 5 chapters to reach the point of the story. And yeah, he is known for the strength, for the huge body, even though he's not a giant. I think he's a half giant because his size is so big. Pause. And he's so big. Pause. So yeah, today we're gonna tackle the story of what if Deku was the reincarnation of Whitebeard, the strongest, one of the most known pirates of all time. We start with the birth of Izuku Midoriya in the hospital, and then in the mindscape of the baby, there is a huge man coming to him and looking down. You're still too young for me to reveal myself, said the huge figure, and then he went back to the shadows. After that, Deku's parents were standing up on him, filling him with love and showing him affection, but the news hit them that Deku won't be getting a quirk because he did not show any signs, and his little smaller finger on his foot had 3 joints instead of 2. So that was a pretty big shocker to them. But from the first time his father put his finger in Deku's hand, he felt an immense strength, grip strength from the baby, almost crushing his finger. And Izuku's father did not, he chalked it up to maybe it's baby strength, or I don't know, because this is their firstborn and this is just what happens. So yeah, we jump into the story 4 years in the future. While everybody is getting a quirk, Deku got immense strength and durability. For a small child, he was almost 5 feet. For a 4 years old child, he was huge. He was almost 5 feet tall. For a child, man, a child won't fucking surpass 4.5. Won't surpass 4 feet in length. So yeah, he was known for being such a big ass kid, and everybody started developing the quirks, and Deku felt pretty down for it, but he known that his strength alone, his fist, can bring justice, and that his fist alone will be enough to defeat any quirkless kid. So he got into fights with Bakugo in the gang, and he always come on top. Even though Bakugo used his explosion, Deku tanked him like a champ. And in the story of Whitebeard, the man who never ran from a battle, that was Deku's mindset. Never run from a battle, no, never show your back to the enemy or to anyone. So Deku will come home sometimes with scratches and bruises, but they won't pain or anything because his body is getting acclimated to the stress he is putting on him. So Deku took training seriously, and even though he is a small child, he is much grown in the sense of he needs to fight to survive. And one day, at the age of 6, Deku lay down in his bed sleeping. He has a king mattress, by the way, because he got taller. Now he's around 6.1 feet. So Deku got a mattress, a king mattress, and he's sleeping there. And then the huge figure came with a white mustache. calmly looked at the kid and said, "It's about time you know who I am." Deku said, "I felt your presence multiple times, but I chalked it up to nothingness. I thought it wasn't much important, but here you are. May you introduce yourself." Edward knew Whitebeard introduced himself as Edward Newgate, one of the old legends, and he told him, "You look pretty good, kid. I bet you got my body." Deku said, "What did you say?" Edward said, "You are my reincarnation, kid. I choose not to control your body, even though I had the ability since you were an infant." And Deku said, "Thanks for that, old man." And Edward said, "So you still don't know what your powers are, huh? You think only the big body you have here you inherited from me." Deku sat down and Edward thought about his ship and his crew, and the mindscape changed into a sea with the huge ship and the crewmates celebrating, and everyone is happy. Ace is there, Marco is there, and everybody is there. Deku said, "What the hell is going on here?" And Edward said, "This is a fragment of my past, kid. It won't be anything. So sit down and relax and let's talk. These are my children. I was known as one of the kings of the sea of old. You might not know about this story because the government covered it up pretty good. It was the age of the pirates, and the powers were not quirks as you call them. They were called devil fruits. And my devil fruit was the Gura no Mi, or more known as the Tremor fruit." And Deku said, "What is the tremor fruit do?" Then Edward said, "I will demonstrate it." And Edward grabbed the air from he threw the palm of his hand into the sky and grabbed the air and he smashed it, creating huge tremors, throwing the water and bringing destruction to the imaginary world. And then Edward said, "Back to normal." And he thought about it and everything went back to normal. And that said, "Kid, I had the power to destroy the world, so this power needs much control and training, so don't use it without a good reason, okay?" And then Deku said, "That's pretty interesting, huh? So I gain your body and your strength, so nothing is from me, huh? I'm the reincarnation of someone." And then Edward said, "Let me tell you something funny, kid. Even though with this immense strength and power, there was a man in my old day named Gold D. Roger. He did not have a devil fruit or anything like that, but his strength exceeded mine, and I could never reach up to him. He was the one and only one to first get the One Piece and explore all the seas." Deku felt a surge of energy from him. He felt happiness that even if he thought this power was not his, the the story about Goldie Roger filled him with hope for a better future. And then, under his breath, Edward said, "I wonder what that bread did in the future, in my timeline." He was talking about Luffy. He called him the Brat, the brother of Ace, and he wondered what he did. And then Edward said, "I think it's time for you to wake up, and you, kid. I'll be watching over you. I won't interfere or anything. This will be our last talk for a long, long time. Until you're ready, I will be watching." Deku said goodbyes to Edward and he thanked him for everything. And he woke up to see the building cracking down and breaking down under itself. Deku woke up like nothing happened, and he threw the rubble from his body in his building. He lifted the huge rocks and he looked frantically to see where his mom is. And then he found everybody outside, and then Deku got out and his mother ran up to him, hugging his leg because he was that tall and she got smaller, Inko, small. And then She said, "What? What happened? I was so worried about you, Izuku. What happened?" And then Deku said to her, "I think I just awakened my power, Mom." And then she said, "Your power? What do you mean?" "Look at this, Mom." And he clenched his fist, and a white sphere came down and engulfed his hand. Huh. "Let's go to the quirk doctor, Mom. I want to see something." Deku, upon reaching the quirk doctor, and after a long and a tiresome day of experiments on him, they found out that he was blessed with immense strength, incredible durability, super speed, and the power to destroy the world, known as the Tremor. And that was the name of his quirk. Deku, after that, started going to the beach training on himself. Since the age of 6 to the age of 12, he mastered the power of the Gura no Mi, and he was one of the strongest. He was the strongest one in the school. In the 6 to the 14 years period, Deku did not use his power. He trained physically, and he trained only on mastering the power. He did not use it. He only trained on control, not strength, not enhancing his quirk, only control, because one wrong movement, one passage, one it will take one time of misuse of his power, and the world will collapse on itself. It is higher and it is stronger that that one kid from the enemy that can use earthquakes. He is much stronger than him because his strength, he did not need any surface. He can touch the ground and tremors will go. He can touch the air and tremors will go. He can engulf his hand with a tremor power and smack somebody to the next realm, to Valhalla. It's fucking around. There's no Valhalla in One Piece or in My Hero Academia. So that was his strength. Some of the kids tried to go up to him and fight, but they always lose. They always lose in one hit and no more. He fought against kids with sharpening quirks that cut deep into the body of the human, but Deku tanked it like nothing happened. It was only an itch on my body. Back off, and he flicked the kid. Bakugo trained for that. He trained much for that. I say Bakugo is as strong as in the current timeline in the manga. He is that strong. He has the AP shot. He has much control over his quirk, and he has much strength. He is more like 30% one for all. So even with that, he did not even scratch the surface of Deku. So Deku was known for his unmeasurable strength and his power. So one day Deku was walking home and he heard screams of pain and suffering. So he ran up, blitzing through the alleys, looking up to see this huge blue monster, this gigantic beast attacking this poor old lady. And then Deku said, "Yo, pick a fight with someone your own size." The huge monster looked at him. You're giving yourself too much praise, kid. Let's see what you got." The huge monster had enhancing quirk, and he threw a huge punch at Deku, which Deku grabbed it and slammed it into the ground. The monster landed on a knee, and Deku engulfed his hand in the Gura no Mi. I hate people like that. I hate bullies, and I hate everything you represent. He grabbed his head. Deku grabbed the head of the blue monster and he smacked it with the Gura no Mi into the ground, smashing his face. Not killing him, but smashing him just like the Whitebeard did to that admiral, the huge admiral, and said, "Know your place, trash." Deku walked up into the old granny. He was huge huge in comparison to her. He was around 7.1 foot at the age of 12. My god, he was huge. So he walked up into the granny and he kneeled to reach her height, even though he is much higher than her, said, "Hey, Grandma, is everything okay?" And she told him, "Thank you, kid. I wasn't expecting anyone to come help me. I was expecting to die." And then Deku said, "Don't worry, I'll be here. I'll always help the ones in need." And the old grandma said, "You're one of the good ones, kid. Thank you." Deku said, "Do you need any help?" The grandma said, "I had some back pain." So Deku picked her up in his back and he lifted the groceries in his finger with his finger because his finger is huge. He picked it up and he walked her home. And the old grandma ended up giving him some gummy bears. The grandma was, guess who? I'ma leave it to the next part. I'm not saying. So he kept walking her and he landed on her house, putting her down, and he bowed and he continued his walk home. After that, Deku will not hear from him for 3 years because all he did was train, study, and fight villains, small villains, but yet strong villains in the streets to help the little guy. He is like the Spider-Man of the My Hero Academia universe, even except that he is huge, bulky, and strong as fuck. So yeah, Deku kept on that routine for 3 more years until he is 2 more years until he is the age of 14. Deku at this point of time, he was 7.5 meters. He was as big as All Might. And something in Deku kept on doing what he does best, studying, working, and doing what he does best. So then the teacher, one day in the middle school, the teachers screamed, "Today we're gonna talk about your future jobs, and I know everybody's going to be a hero, so let's see which agency you want to join or which school you want to go." Every student picked a school for himself, and then the teacher picked up a paper notes that said UA, and he screamed the name of Bakugo Katsuki. Bakugo started gloating and gloating himself and saying, "You're all trash. I'm the best. There's nobody better than me." And he felt the presence of Deku from behind him. Deku gave him a stare. He gave them a bit of a scoff. And then the teacher said, "You too, Izuku Midoriya. You're going to UA, huh?" The students shut it. Bakugo, shut it. And then the students started murmuring and talking about to themselves. "Yeah, I bet he already succeeded. He is the strongest one in this school." Bakugo said, "What did you say?" And then Deku said, "They said I'm the strongest one here. Don't you like it or you want to prove it?" Bakugo, not going back on a challenge, said, "Let's see what you got." And Bakugo and Deku after school went into the behind the school and they got into fighting stance. "Let's see how far you got, Bakugo." And then Bakugo said, "Same goes to you, Deku." And Bakugo's strength propelled himself into Deku's huge frame and he started landing blow after blow, blow after blow, blow after blow. And then Deku grabbed him from his torso and he looked at him. "Still weak, show me more." Deku threw him down to the ground, knocking the wind out of him. Then Bakugo got up and looked at Deku. "I was saving this for the entrance exam, but I bet you. Let's see what you got." And then we see Bakugo grabbing his hand, making it into a circle and putting it in his other hand, and he shot the AP shot towards Deku. Deku, sensing that this can penetrate even his huge frame, looked at it and he blocked it using the Gura 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 no Mi, and he smashed the blast, breaking it down, sending a small tremor towards Bakugo, throwing him from his feet, and Deku rushed to him and grabbed him by the neck. "That was better than you ever did before. I guess you are my rival now." And Deku threw him down to the ground and he walked off. "Let's talk later. If you want to train for UA, I'll be here to help you." And Bakugo looking at him, admitting defeat for the first time by the hands of Deku looked at him. I'll see you later, damn nerd. Deku looked at him and said, bet you are. A battle-thirsty one like you will never pass up an ability like that. An opportunity like this. Deku walked to home like usual, thinking that everything will be alright until the sludge villain popped out of nowhere and he started to try to choke Deku and possess his body. And then Deku said, "Who do you think you are, vermin?" And he grabbed him by he grabbed the sludge and he ripped it from his body and said, "Let's see what you got." Deku threw him into the air, and then he did the pose of Whitebeard, and he engulfed his hand with the Guraguranomi. While the monster was landing right in front of him, he smashed his side, sending the monster flying and landing on the ground knocked out. All Might, then you hear the amazing shout of All Might. Nobody fears, cause you already did it, kid. You already did it. And then All Might stood face to face with Deku, and he looked at him with shock and interest. Thanks, man. I bet you're one strong dude. Not dude, one strong man. So what is your power? How old are you? Deku said 14. All Might looked at him. 14 in your... My height? 7.5? What the fuck is going on? All Might thought to himself. And then he said, that was pretty nice what you showed out there, kid. Let's say you're... Who are you, kid? My name is Izuku Midoriya. And All Might said, All Might, introducing themselves, and then shaking, and then Deku looked at All Might. Sir All Might, may I ask something of you? Can you give me your autograph? A friend of mine wants it and he's a big fan of yours. Deku was talking about himself, but he was too embarrassed to say it for himself. Then All Might looked at him, seeing the gaze of Deku going towards his left, and he thought, this kid wants my autograph for himself. Let me do that for him because he helped me a lot with this one. And then All Might signed a little notebook for Deku, and he handed him. Yo, kid, what do you say if you go to you way high? Deku said, that's my plan, sir. And then All Might said, I bet you will make it. I will see you there. I never met a kid like you. And then Deku said, you will never meet a kid like me ever, sir. All Might said, pretty cocky for that. And then Deku said, only the strong can be cocky, sir. And I know I'm strong. All Might said, I can't argue with that logic. I'ma see you in the next one, kid. Peace. All Might grabbed the sludge villain and he jumped from building to building, and the sludge villain never escaped. I must be stopping this what if right here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like and subscribe. This one, I think it will be one of the best what ifs that I ever did, because I'm going through the details from this to this and this to this. And I'm sorry if I can't do what do they call relationships in the what if, because I'm a mess when it comes to relationships, bruh. Most of my relationships are shallow bullshit. Yeah, you know. Yeah. What do you say from a guy who's still stuck? Nothing. Fuck it, dudes. I'ma try to give you some fan service for y'all, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you like the what if, and I'ma see y'all in the next episode. And I hope you enjoy the music I implement in this what if. So yeah, thank y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.